Okay, we'll call the December Planning and Zoning meeting to order. Was the meeting properly announced?
Yes, it was.
Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let the minutes show that all members of the committee are present. Need a motion to approve the agenda. Jody, John, any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay, agenda is approved. Are there any changes to the November 1st minutes? Seeing none, those minutes are approved. Anybody signed up for public? No?
We have none.
Unfinished business? None. We'll open the public hearing portion of the meeting. The first application. Go ahead, John.
The first application is for Laura Platt, rezone request for parcel 3.062 acres from B1 to R1 single family residential district on property located in the part west half southwest quarter, being lot 4 CSM 3130 section 31, township 14 north range 7 east, parcel 8-1081-20, town of Del Prairie. Have a couple of pieces of correspondence. I did receive a call from a Craig Platt, would only like one home and not be able to split the parcel. And he is a nearby property owner at 4184. Gordon Platt is in favor of the rezone, and he's at 4180 Highway 23. The town of Del Prairie at their November meeting said they do not object to the request. It fits in with the smart growth plan. It was deed restricted to residents only. And then I did receive an email from Kelly Nicholas from the DOT. I recommended to Tori Wolfram that the owner apply for a connection to Highway 23. The only restriction we found was the one that must have been placed the deed many moons ago. Wisconsin DOT could not find any other restrictions on the property. I will keep you posted on the connection application once you receive it. If everything checks out with our field review, we will not approve the permit until the rezone is complete. Just an FYI. And that is all I have.
Okay. A representative for Laura Platt to explain the request. Any further? Anything to add?
No, other than the property is virtually useless at this point in time, being zoned business, not allowing for residential use, and the deed restrictions require only residential use and no business. So Ms. Platt wishes to sell the property, and we do have a prospective buyer that's interested in building a home.
Okay. Does the committee have any questions for Tori? Seeing none. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak in favor of this request? Is there anyone that wishes to speak against this request? Seeing none. It's up to the committee. We have a motion to approve the request, and we have a second. Randy, you get those? Okay. Any further discussion? Jody?
Just one quick question. Because we're going from B1 to R1 single family residence, there isn't an ability per se, unless Del Prairie has some kind of acreage limitation on splitting that, is there?
Correct.
Into two?
Correct. They would have to, if they wanted to divide the property, they would have to meet whatever the R1 requirements are, which is approximately a half acre.
So the acreage is 3 acres, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So is that something that we need to, I think we're powerless to do anything on that, aren't we?
It's always been my understanding, and Attorney Hayes can contradict me if so be it. My understanding is that with a rezoning, you can't put any conditions on it.
Okay, that was mine too, so. And then it would have to almost go back to Del Prairie, wouldn't it, if they were going to divide it again?
When they, in the town of Del Prairie, we do send certified survey maps back to them for their review. Some towns request that, some don't. I don't know what their land division requirements are, as they have, I mean, we can enforce that, they would. But from our standpoint, it has to be at least a half acre or 20,000 square feet.
When I was looking at this property, I went to the surrounding properties and I noticed that quite a few of them are R1, but the one directly across from it is a PSP. When I'm looking at that, it could have churches, public hunting grounds, hospitals, sanitariums, rest homes, nursing homes, homes for the aged, and children nurseries, public parks, playgrounds, playfields, campgrounds, recreational vehicle parks, swimming pools and beaches, historic or archaeological sites or structures and nature centers, public administrative offices, town halls, public service buildings, including well pump houses and police and fire stations, libraries, museums, monasteries, public and private schools, colleges, and universities. Are we creating any kind of conflict? I don't see it, but maybe someone else on the committee does.
Tori?
I know we changed the zoning on that.
Tori, turn into a microphone here.
I know, having sold that property in history, it was the reason it was zoned public, semi-public, was it used to be owned by the school district of Wisconsin Dells.
Okay.
It was sold a number of years ago, and I know we went through a zoning change on that. It's zoned like A3 now.
Yep. The map online shows that it's zoned A3.
Okay.
If you click on the parcel though, it does come up as PSP.
And I will talk to Sam about that. That's the official is the actual overlay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I just wanted that clarification. Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion?
Rocky.
John?
Question. So I'm a little confused right now. The request says that the total property size is 3.06 acres, and that the entire parcel is being rezoned R1. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. Thought I heard there were half an acre.
Supervisor Shapey asked about if the property were to be divided.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Shapey,
Yes.
Turco, Carvillo, Dozel,
Yes.
Thiessen,
Yes.
Knockreiner,
Yes.
Gilner.
Yes. Okay, this will have to come before the full county board on December 19th at 6 p.m. Next one.
The next application is for Devin Lee Daniel and Renee Warner. Conditional use request under 40538C9 of the Adams County Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance to operate a dog kennel on property located in the northeast quarter, northwest quarter, being Lot 1 of CSM 5824, Section 10, Township 14 North, Range 6 East, Parcel 8-308-10, Town of Del Prairie. The address is 1000 Gem Court. I did receive a call on November 27th from Bill Fisher. He's at 992 Gem Court, and he has no objections to the request. And then I did also receive the Town of Del Prairie's form. They do not object to allow the dog daycare on the premises. They felt it was because it was zone rural business, and they are recommending that there is a maximum of 20 dogs at any one time. A condition be placed that you can't have more than 20 dogs at any one time. If you all recall, this was before the committee last month for a rezoning for two small portions of the property, one for a woodworking cabinet portion, and then the part of the barn area or shed area where they would like to operate the dog daycare. Even under business, that doesn't allow you to do the kennel. So that's why they're back as a conditional use, two-step process. That's all the information I have.
Okay. Do the applicants have anything to add? That's you. Nothing?
Oh, them. Talking about us? It's for us.
Oh,
Who are you talking to? Them or me?
you.
Oh, okay. It's for us. Yeah, it's for my fiance's business here. She always loved dogs. Wanted to run a business of her own. So we have half the building was a horse barn, so it has 6 big stalls in there. So we're working on converting those into dog kennels. It's perfect because they go right outside, so each dog can have its own little area and stuff. So, we talked with Del Prairie about the 20 dog limit. It seems pretty unlikely that there's ever really going to be that many dogs there because there is only 6 rooms. We just said 20 in case there's a couple dogs for daycare, and each room is going to be like a separate family of dogs, I guess. So, if, like me and her, for example, were to go put our dogs there, and we had 2 dogs, then 2 dogs could be in each room, I guess, in a sense. So we just kind of thought that limit worked good with daycare and boarding.
Okay.
And I do have a picture too of the same thing I showed you where what we zoned of our property too, because you said just 2 small portions. So if anybody wants to see a picture of that, I do have that as well of where it is on the property.
Okay. Any questions from the committee members? Jody?
So the actual footprint is not the 9.44 acres. It's the outlined portion with the shed.
Correct.
Okay, because that's not on the front page of the CUP request. Maybe we should add that if there's a place for it. Will they be selling anything, food, treats, various supplies from the doggy daycare?
Yeah, she plans on just making a couple little toys, selling those, and then just have a couple bags of treats for sale as well, just for people picking up their dogs. If they see something that they like, they could buy it then.
Okay, so it sounds like people will be coming in and out with their dogs. Does it need a commercial inspection for safety reasons?
I wouldn't think.
I don't know. Dustin, do you want to speak to?
We would be dealing with that after depending on whether it's approved or not.
So would it require a commercial inspection if people are coming in and out of the building with their dogs?
If people are entering it or she has outside employees, then yes. If they pull into the property and they bring the dog out to you and they're not in not her is entering the building, then you wouldn't have to. Or then you'd have to.
If I can add something here, she doesn't like advertise that she's selling stuff. It's just like the treats that she uses in house and stuff for the dogs that would be staying there. She offers those, and she doesn't have like a store or anything in there. She has like her desk and stuff, and there's just a front door. So yeah, she would just bring the dog out when they get here. They just pull up our driveway, park in front of the building. She'd come out there, greet them, take their dog, take their belongings, and then when they were to leave, she'd give them their dog. And she's not gonna have any employees either. It's pretty small. Like we said, there's only 6 rooms, so she can definitely handle everything herself.
Okay. What are you going to be doing about and Renee, feel free to answer too. So I don't know if there's a mic by you too. How will you be handling the dog waste, proper disposal of it?
For Devin's business, we have a dumpster on the property, and I will be putting it in that.
Okay. Thank you. The other thing that I noticed is the town form says max of 20, but if I did your calculation, 6 stalls, 2 dogs per each family, 1 dog, or maybe even 5, that gets us to 30. Are you comfortable staying with the 20?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Should we establish a set of conditions and vote on that first? One condition is 20 dogs maximum. Any other conditions? Jody?
3 valid legitimate complaints to the sheriff's department shall be grounds for revocation of a CUP.
Okay.
That the CUP will end if property changes hands. I think we've always done that. It's just a safety. If there's any noise complaints, I don't know. It's just day hours for this doggy day camp. There's no overnight stays, correct?
Well, yeah. Wouldn't it be?
Yes, there is overnight, but the day hours that we would be outside is from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I mean, like, it would still be within hours of like them making noise. So like at night they'd be in an insulated building. So even if they do bark, you wouldn't be able to hear it.
Okay. So you have established your hours of operation, basically. If I read that correctly in here somewhere.
7 A to 7 P.
Yeah.
Can I ask a
Again?
question here too? So you said something about the sheriff's department with 3 complaints or something, then the permit gets taken away. Let's say it's some. Okay, so we could let's say it's something with noise. For some reason, we could figure something else out and solve the issue and then still have our permit then, correct? Okay, thank you.
It'd be 3 legitimate, valid complaints. So yeah, it's not something, it shouldn't be something scary. It's just making sure everybody in the neighborhood is happy. Yep. So, yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, Leanna, could you read back the conditions?
20 dog maximum, 3 times the police are called, and cup leaves with the owner.
Okay, I need a motion to approve these conditions. Jody, second. John, any further discussion on this? We're just voting on the conditions. Roll call vote.
Churko, Carvillo, Dozel,
Yes.
Thiessen,
Yes.
Knockreiner,
Yes.
Gilner,
Yes.
Shapey.
Yes.
Okay, the conditions are approved. Now I need a motion to approve the, what? Oh, geez. Is there anyone here that wishes to speak in favor of this request? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak against this request? Yes, sir.
The one dog.
Name and address, please.
George Newton, 972 Overland Trail. I don't want to listen to one dog bark and not 20. And you get a bunch of dogs there that don't know each other, they're going to bark constantly. You ever taken your dog anywhere to dog daycare?
Don't have a dog.
I don't either, that's why.
Okay, anyone else?
Kind of a valley in between us that should, you can hear it. If there's dog somewhere beyond these people, the dog barks all the time. I can hear it, and I'm bucked up, but I can hear it.
Yes, ma'am. Name and address, please, ma'am.
974.
Thank you.
Dogs will intermingle in a play area together, like most dog daycare or your baby conception. I'm just trying to understand what you're. So if it's also.
I mean, obviously they'll go through an evaluation to make sure that they're good to go with each other. And if they're social, yes, they will be with other dogs. If they're not social, they'll be doing their own thing.
So we have an area where they would be out playing together.
Yeah, I have a fenced-in area outside that they can play together.
And just to add here, there will be multiple different fencing areas, so it's not like all of the dogs are going to be in the same area at once. There'll be multiple different fences. Some will most likely be inside. She's not going to have every single one outside at once. And obviously, if they're barking like crazy, she'll be there to address the situation. And it's on the far northmost point of our property and in the center, so it's like the farthest point away from anybody that it could be.
Okay, anybody else wish to speak against this request? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Carvillo, Dozel,
Yes.
Thiessen,
Yes.
Knockreiner,
Yes.
Gilner,
Yes.
Shapey,
Yes.
Churko.
Yes.
Sale.
Yes.
Okay, this conditional use is approved and it does not have to go before the full county board. This concludes the public hearing portion of the meeting. Now, has anybody read or Have any questions on the project status report? Register of deeds. Oh, John.
Dustin, where are we at with the new software?
We are currently in the 2-week review period. The workflows were built. They were very optimistic and thought that it would be ready to go by, they want us to go live on December 16th. There's a few things that have to be fixed first. They've made a number of the fixes, and then we're also going to do training. So I've already told the company that December 16th isn't going to happen. It'll be closer to the January 1st, if not even a bit after that. But we have it in our hands, and we're playing. They have it set up as they've copied all of our data, and it's not tied to anything, so it's a dummy system, so we can't mess anything up.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Register of deeds report. Questions, comments? Directors Department update.
Not a lot of updates to speak about. That was one of my primary ones. We did not write any citations in November. The number of permits coming in has definitely started dropping off here, which is pretty standard for every year when the weather gets colder. But we are still have quite a few inspections going on, so that isn't always tied to weather. That's about it.
Okay, Jody.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dustin, when you say no citations were written in November, have any citations been handled in November that have been written before that?
Yes, there was 3 that I believe we had a court case on. That was at I want to say about the second week in November. Do you remember the disposition of those?
I don't recall the disposition. I believe we had some default judgments, and we've got a couple others that are coming into compliance too. So
we requested that the court hold them open for, the one was, I believe, 90 days to come into compliance.
Correct.
Compliance from?
I don't was that a salvage yard situation? So they're cleaning up the property.
Okay.
Right. And the way that the hold open works is essentially we request that the court, and this is something that we work with the owner on, or the person with or on. Essentially, the court issues a judgment against them, but then doesn't issue doesn't attach the fine to it. And if we notify them within that 90 days that, yep, they did come into compliance, it just goes away. If they don't, and we notify them of that, there is no additional court date. It's just automatic. It's the $200.
Okay.
Or whatever the citation amount is.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Don?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dustin, is there an update on the raise order on house in Preston, 1026 Check Lane?
Nope, not at this time. There's been no progress made on that.
Nothing. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, surveyor's report. Anybody have a chance to read it? Land information. No questions? Financial report. No questions? Permit report. No questions? Okay, next meeting date will be January 3rd at 3 p.m. Jody?
I'd like to request that the meeting be changed to 6 p.m.
No.
I'd like to make a motion that the meeting be changed to 6 p.m.
There's been a motion made to change the meeting time to 6 p.m. Do we have a second? John? Okay. Roll call vote.
Dozel,
Yes.
Deason,
No.
Knockreiner,
No.
Gilner,
No.
Shapey,
Yes.
Churko,
No.
Carvillo,
Okay, 4-3, motion fails. Meeting is at 3 p.m. and meeting is adjourned.